Last December, Ronaldo surprised everyone by joining Al Nassr, a team from the Saudi Arabian League, causing a great shock. In exchange for a record salary, he transferred to Al Nassr for an annual fee of $214 million. The footballer was saying that this place will soon become one of the top 5 or 6 leagues in the world. While many football fans might find this statement ridiculous, perhaps Ronaldo was aware of potential future situations. In recent days, Saudi Arabian League teams have been in the spotlight due to their astronomical transfers, leading to concerns among many football enthusiasts that they could pose a threat to world football. In this video, we will discuss what if NBA superstars were offered contracts by Saudi Arabian teams, how much money they could earn. Before we dive into the video, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe and like. Let's get into the video. At the 10th spot, we have Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is one of the best offensive players in the world, and he isn't slowing down. When Dame is on fire and has his shot going, he might be the best point guard in the world. He is extremely dominant on the court, and he has the killer mentality that is sorely lacking from a lot of great players today. Lillard once again put up monster numbers in a terrific season, posting over 30 PPG on over 46% from the field, 37% from 3, and 91% from the stripe. Clearly, Dame is a superstar, and that means he would be worth $650 million for 1 year in Saudi Arabia. Seeing Dame pull up from half court, attack the basket, and use his iconic Dame time when he makes clutch shots would be the biggest story in Saudi Arabian sports. If this were to ever happen, Lillard would be foolish to reject a deal this large. At the 9th spot, we have Kawhi Leonard. Even with the fact that the player cannot stay healthy for whatever reason, Kawhi Leonard is still an elite superstar in the NBA. When he is on the court, he is a winner. It really is that simple because the Claw leaves his best performances for the postseason and will hope to do the same with a very talented yet underperforming Clippers team next season. That is only if the Saudi Arabians don't take a chance to bring him over. If Leonard can stay healthy, he has an argument for being a top 5 player in the world because there might not be a better two-way perimeter player in the world. As a result, he is worth $700 million in terms of on-court talent and impact. Leonard's fun guy demeanor and playing style similar to Michael Jordan is too interesting to pass on, and he might have to consider a deal like this if it were to ever happen. At the 8th spot, we have Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum is a top 10 player in the world based on his skill set alone. He is an absolute force at the forward position, thanks to his ability to explode on offense. Tatum has range, a quick first step, and the ability to create any shot he wants. As the best player in Boston, Tatum has led the team to the 2nd seed in the Eastern Conference and made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Amazingly, Tatum will only get better because his offensive skill is through the roof. Based on this fact alone, Tatum will demand a deal that is around $750 million. The superstar forward is great enough to be the best player in any league when he is locked in, and being such a dominant scorer and skilled player means the Saudi Arabians would be more than proud to have him in their country. At the 7th spot, we have Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic has had an MVP-caliber season yet again. He carried a weak Mavericks team to a playoff spot at the start of the year and looked to be the franchise player for an immediate title contender in the West. The Slovenian led the Mavericks to the Western Conference Finals last year and will only get better when it comes to dominating the basketball court. How much would Luka be paid by Saudi Arabia? Around $800 million for 1 year. In terms of all-around impact and offensive dominance, Luka is clearly a top 10 player in the world, and there is no discussion there. He can score, rebound, pass, and make clutch shots against any team. Having the future face of the NBA won't be cheap, but this chance to have the Slovenian on board would be too great to pass up for the Saudis. At the 6th spot, we have Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid had been absolutely sensational during the regular season and deserved the MVP award when taking into account that he led the NBA in scoring for the 2nd straight year while also dominating on defense. Perhaps we haven't seen a center with Embiid's skill before, as he has a perfect jumper along with a terrifying post-up game and shot-blocking ability. The center averaged 33.1 ppg on 54.8% FG, 33% three-point FG, and 85.7% FT. Those are superstar numbers by the reigning league MVP, and that means he is worth $800 million by Saudi Arabian standards. The Cameroonian is truly an exceptional two-way center, and he is worth this amount of money when soccer players are making major money in their own sport. At the fifth spot, we have Nikola Jokic. There is no denying basketball belongs in Serbia because Nikola Jokic was the best player in the world this past season. Known for his incredible passing ability, which allows him to create scoring opportunities for his teammates, we are seeing the epitome of the first-ever point center. Jokic's combination of scoring, passing, rebounding, and leadership makes him the best player in the world. Capping off a season in which he finished runner-up to his third straight MVP award with an NBA title and Finals MVP is simply unbelievable. As exceptional as the Serbian was during the regular season, his play took a different level in the playoffs. In other words, Jokic is the best player in the world right now, even if he isn't the most entertaining to watch by any means. Since Saudi Arabia wants to have the best of the best, Jokic could demand almost $900 million to play basketball for a year. Jokic should get paid if other players are receiving major money, and he has to accept as well. At the fourth spot, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Greek Freak is a top 3 player in the game and might be the best when taking into account his play on both ends of the court. He is simply phenomenal and led the Bucks to the best record in the East again. Not to mention, he is a true freak in terms of athleticism, and it is beyond interesting to watch him play the game of basketball. Despite being extremely skilled, Antetokounmpo's athleticism is what people will pay to see. As a result, if Giannis were to receive an offer from Saudi Arabia, it would be close to $1 billion. He is dominant enough and will sell enough tickets to warrant such a hefty fee. The Greek Freak would likely become the most popular athlete in the world if he were to join Saudi Arabia because the fans and media would fall in love with his physical talents, dominance on the court, and approachable demeanor. At the third spot, we have Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, when healthy, is right in the conversation for being a top 3 player in the league. What separates Durant from the other top 5 players in the game is the forward's inability to stay healthy in recent years, and he has struggled again this season, appearing only in 46 games. Despite that, the superstar forward is a once-in-a-generation talent, and watching him score over helpless defenders time and time again would be incredible for Middle Eastern fans. Since he is a top 5 scoring talent in the history of basketball, Durant will be one of the select few to demand $1 billion to play for one season. The superstar forward's shooting ability and shot creation might be second to none for a player of his size, and he would be the face of basketball in the world if he were to receive an offer from Saudi Arabia. At the second spot, we have Steph Curry. The best shooter ever, Stephen Curry, is the best point guard in the NBA, and there isn't an argument for anyone else right now. Curry has changed the game, won 4 NBA titles, and is a 2-time MVP, so his legacy is forever secured. Perhaps most importantly, Steph has changed the game and is the most lovable character in basketball. Even if basketball isn't known in the Middle East as widely as in North America, Curry is a name on everybody's mind. As a fan favorite with a character that fits into the country's morals, Curry would be a megastar in Saudi Arabia. His ridiculous three-point shooting and ability to pull up from anywhere on the court means he would demand an unbelievable $1 billion for a one-year contract. Curry does not need money, considering he has made over $250 million in career contract earnings alone. However, to be the biggest star in sports in a new country, anything would be possible. At the top of our list, we have LeBron James. LeBron James had an extremely impressive regular season, breaking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's scoring record and averaging impressive all-around stats at 38 years old. Not to mention, James kept the Lakers afloat before Rob Pelinka added key players before the trade deadline and made a push to the Western Conference Finals after. Without James, the Lakers would not have made the play-in tournament. That shows how the King is still a top 5 player in the world, no matter what anyone says. Most importantly, no other sports star, perhaps outside of Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, demands more media attention and obsessed following than LeBron James. LeBron is simply a fascinating human being with the way he plays the game and creates storylines everywhere he goes. Because of that, and the fact he is easily a top 5 player of all time, James would demand over $1.5 billion to play in Saudi Arabia. The king would literally be the king of the sports world, and that might actually help his GOAT case. Thank you all for joining me in this discussion about the potential earnings of NBA superstars from Saudi Arabian teams. It's been a fascinating conversation exploring these possibilities. If you enjoyed this video and found the content interesting, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking discussions and analyses. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions for future topics, please feel free to leave them down below. Your feedback is greatly appreciated and helps us create content that resonates with you. Stay tuned for more exciting videos in the future. Until then, take care and see you next time.